Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Aric Mercado, who will fight on Peak Fighting 44 May 10th. Hello, Eric. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm good, and you will be fighting in just few days. It will be your second peak fighting fight, and your like opponent that you at first should face was Cody Williams. It is more experienced fighter, also the finisher. But in the end, the opponent, like I believe, like pull out, and you will face someone else. So if you can tell
Yeah.
me what's happened in the first fight.
So the first fight, I had Cody Williams, and then I had no idea. Like we already planned to go to Syndicate, or like my brother already planned to ship me out to Syndicate while he ran the gym, and that way I could go train with some high level people and get a good amount of training. But I posted the pictures at Syndicate from Thursday to Saturday, and then Sunday I was told he pulled out.
And
So then we got a new opponent from Jackson's Wink. He's 2-1. He accepted the fight on short notice. So we're just going to look to keep the same game plan. The stance changed. The other guys, Cody was orthodox and like more of a brawler and just kind of go in kind of crazy. And then now Ruslan is more of a Russian boxer who's southpaw, which kind of favors me because I'm southpaw as well. So now it's closed stance instead of open stance versus each other.
like for Cody, you probably could search a lot of information because he was a experienced fighter. And right now, Ruslan is like believe that he has three fights, pro MMA fights. So probably it's like a little bit harder to find information about him.
A little bit, but his one loss is from a training partner that's in Lubbock, that's not too far, about an hour and a half away. And Mateo gave me a lot of good insight, a lot of good details about how quick he is, about what to watch out for. So just got to look out for that left hand, and then see. I want to see how good his grappling is. So I've really got back into my roots and like looking for my shots, looking to get into the clinch, and really looking to not just like circle back into the middle of the cage. I feel like my last fight, I was sparring more than anything, and then I wasn't selfish either. I had five of my other students fighting on the same card. I wasn't cornering them, but I still was watching from the tunnel instead of just staying locked in. And I'm pretty empathetic, so like I got to feel the agony and the victory every time one of them whether won or lost. And I'm pretty sure we went pretty even that night. I'm pretty sure it was three wins and maybe two losses, and one of my guys lost the title, so it kind of like hit me a little bit more than I thought. And then I was trying to warm them up in between each of their fights instead of just sitting down and chilling. This time I told the guys I don't want no one fighting on the card with me. I want to do this all by myself, and that I'm really going to be a little selfish about the training camp.
Yes, so probably it was like just too many things to do before your fight because of your like students, because of like a lot of emotions, a lot of stress, and then probably it's better when you are fighting.
Yeah, when I'm just fighting and I'm just doing it, when I look back on my career, I do my best that way. There's only one other teammate that I really fought good with, like on the same card, and we never got another chance to, and that was when I was an amateur. I have a buddy named Travis Cox, and it was really easy to open the show because I fight first, and then he got the fight next. So that was a lot easier because I don't have to worry about him, and he didn't have to worry about me. The other guys are younger, and then I worry about them.
And this will be your second peak fighting fight. What are like takeaways from the first fight that you got there?
The first fight in Peak, it was pretty nice. Like I didn't mind. I kind of really liked everything that they ran. They do everything really professional. They treat the fighters really well. So, and it's in my hometown. Like I haven't got too many chances to fight in my hometown, especially at the Civic Center, which is our biggest venue here. So it was a childhood dream. And then that was a fight right after, like, I think I was 8 months out of surgery. And then I honestly don't think I was 100% of where I needed to be. But right now, like after doing 2 weeks in Syndicate and having all the coaches, all the other fighters, like be really supportive. I thought I was just going to go in there and almost be maybe like at a punching bag or something. I'm not going to ever let anyone just make me a punching bag, but I hung a lot better than I thought I would. And then I was more help than I thought I would be to them as well. So it was a good win-win for everyone that made it out there. And I'm pretty sure every camp I'm going to make it to go out there, make it a big deal to go out there.
And I think that you are one of these fighters that got really tricky record, because right now you are 6-6, and like going into Topology, like it's obvious that you are just much better fighter than your record, because you all the time you fought against like the best regional prospects. And if you can tell me who, in your opinion, was the like toughest challenge for you, who was the best fighter that you face?
The best fighter that I've probably faced, I would probably have to say Abdul Kamara was a good one at 35. He would probably be the best 35er that I faced. He was super fast, super quick, and then he had no quit. Literally no quit in that man, and I really respect him. And then out of my pros, it's a hard one because Yadir Deval was a super tough fight, but I really didn't get beat up too much on that fight. Like it was super tough. He held me down, and it's kind of my first loss. But I would probably say Arian Young or Justice Torres. Both those fights, I had to deal with a lot of adversity. A lot of like Arian cut me like right here, and that one like from the first round, the whole entire time I was playing catch up. Justice hit really accurate. He hit really accurate, and then he was like a brick. I tried to move him, and then that's when I really knew I needed to cut weight and needed to go down to actually 35, because I would try to move Justice in certain positions in certain areas, and he was just solid.
And for now, you will be in the bantamweight division, no featherweight division in like few next fights.
No, I think bantamweight's my home. I walk around about 154, 155, and then like that's like when I'm eating out at camp. When I'm in camp, I'm like around 49, 48, and then the cut's not that bad. Then I'm doing a regular cut like everybody else, and then building all that weight back up in no time. So 35 is where I always should have been, but I feel like my jujitsu and my skills were able to help me succeed at 45. Also, I had my coaches through there. My coaches, John King and Austin Riggin, they were in my corner, and I felt like I could take on the world every time they were behind me. And then when after my fight with Josh Rosen, they both had to move. One moved to Dallas and one moved to Tulsa. So then I just started keep accepting fights as I was starting up a gym, and then trying to coach myself, and then also trying to coach others, and then still fight on top of it. And I thought I could be a Superman, but quite frankly, it's too hard to do that.
But of course, you took this kind of like crazy fights, and even like Mateus Camilo, who I believe that is like one of the was one of the best regional prospect, and right now he's in the UFC. You will like forever will have like his name on your record. Of course, in the like because you won the fight.
Yes, and I mean that was a tough fight, but again, I had John King and I had Austin Riggin in my corner. Both those guys, I felt like I could take on the world. It didn't matter how hurt or how beat up I got. I knew I could make it through, or they could give me the instruction to keep pushing and to keep going. And those two back-to-back wins in Fury right there, like I had them with me, and I felt the most confident those last two fights. And like now, I finally feel that confident without them, especially with after going through the surgery and everything. Now I feel like I'm finally like myself again, and like where I can go and push the pace, and I could go through any fire right now.
So do you think that it will be like the best version of yourself ever?
Yeah, I've honestly feel like this is the fastest I've ever been, the strongest I've ever been, and the most skilled I've ever been about putting it all together. Like really focused on myself and really my weaknesses, and then really figuring out how to get to my strengths. So I really have been watching the last couple fights that I've kind of like messed up, and then really trying to fix all the errors. And I think this guy accepted this fight because I have the one loss through TKO, but I blew my own knee out. And then when I got stopped for an eye poke, I kept collapsing with my leg. The doctor told me he was going to tell the ref that he's going to, and then I was blocking shots against the cage, and then my leg collapsed, and then I looked to reach for his ankle, and then the ref ran in between. I was still fighting no matter what. It's not like I've been knocked out or I've been like just dog walked any of the fights. Like I've always been in the fight. So I don't feel like my record doesn't really show that other than the decisions, but I know that I'm better than what it shows. And I really feel like right now I can show what I'm really capable of.
And if you can tell me more about your last training camp with Syndicate MMA, how did you get there? Did you have like previously any connection to get there? And do you plan to be back in this gym for one of your next fights?
Yes. So my coach Austin Riggin, his first Muay Thai coach is Chris Trammell, and he's the head Muay Thai coach over at Syndicate. And he had always told me that he started seeing me losing these decisions, and he would message me and he goes, "You shouldn't be losing to these guys. You can't be coaching and then also trying to be a fighter at the same time. You're going to have to be a little selfish." And then he offered me to go out there, and we could only go for 5 days because my buddy's wedding was on a Saturday. So we went Monday through Friday. And I kind of wish I would have told my buddy that I couldn't have made his wedding, but it was good that we did make his wedding. And it's just kind of life has its ups and downs, and I think everything happens for a reason. And I think I just needed to go through all these losses to really be grateful for not just thinking that I have to win, or like to be the main guy, I guess, or something like that. That like just being grateful for the journey and the process. Now I feel like I have a lot more gratitude to the whole entire journey, to the whole process, and to just being a fighter in general. People don't really realize what they have until it's gone. And then when I had to coach full time and also try to fight, it's very hard. And then when I got to go be selfish these last 2 weeks, it was super good to just go be a fighter and just kind of exchange techniques, not really coach. I was just exchanging techniques with others and then just being really coachable out there. All the coaches were really supportive, really helpful. And they told me I can come back anytime and that I'm just as part of the team. So I do plan on going out there as much as possible as that I can. That way I can hopefully get the career going on the right path, because I still feel like I have a lot more fights in me. Like I don't feel like I'm close to being done.
And did you have a chance to train with Merab?
With Merab, he has a couple great partners. So he's got his partners all lined up, and which I don't blame him. You know, you're the champ. You don't want to get hurt by someone accidental, especially like someone that's just walking into the gym. I got to talk to him. He was really respectful. We got to exchange a couple. He exchanged a couple tips on takedowns and stuff for me, which was really I was really thankful for. So I couldn't be more thankful for all the knowledge and stuff. So really appreciative of that I at least got that. But usually he's doing his own cage rounds, all his extra work. He's got a pretty busy schedule.
But in the end, I think that still there are because it's such a big gym, you have there some of the best sparring partners possible, and with the knowledge and of course your knowledge, I think that this kinds of training camps, it's all the gaining experience, gaining information for you. It's like you definitely won.
Oh yeah, I felt like I power leveled out there. Like it felt like so much experience that I was gaining 5 to 10 levels every day if it was like a video game. It was so amazing getting to exchange techniques and then seeing how other fighters do things, and then getting to learn from Coach John Wood, the way that they structure their whole entire practice, the way that they run everything, and the way that the pros all stick together. Like no one's out there just making it a contest to see who's better. Everyone's out there to better each other. and that way everyone can make it to the fights, and that way everyone can get paid. So it's in a wonderful environment over at Syndicate, and I couldn't be more blessed and more grateful for the opportunity to go out there and to go train with all the high level people.
And of course, right now you are in this point of your career, that you lost a few fights. And how about your confidence when you get to the cage? Do you think that there can be some additional stress because of the last fights, or in the end you will have this kind of confidence, especially that after this training camp, that you will go to the cage and you will do let's say whatever you want in the cage?
Yeah, like I have the confidence. I got to go with so many great people that like they even told me when I told them my record, they were shocked. And then they'd be like, "You're way better than that. You shouldn't have been accepting fights when you weren't 100% ready, or when you weren't coaching yourself, or like when you're trying to coach yourself. You should have been finding like the teams to go with, and having being in the kind of rooms that they were in." And they're 100% right. I kind of just kept queuing up and kept like accepting fights, thinking that I could Superman everything. But being in a room like that builds my confidence when the other fighters and the other coaches tell me that I am skilled, that I do have that potential. It's given me a way more confidence than I've ever had. Like I feel more confident than I ever have, even than when I was on my little streak of wins. Like I really do feel like this is going to be the best me that anyone's ever going to get to see. Until I get to go out there and train more. Because the more time I get to go spend out there, the better I just feel like I get to be. The jiu-jitsu coaches out there, Jerry and Shane Shapiro, they have helped so much. I haven't felt this sharp in my jiu-jitsu in so long. Trying to grapple them was insane. There's also a guy named Michael. I botch up his last name. Imperado, but like he's from Canada. He's 12-6 as a pro, and he gave me a lot of good rounds. Like I couldn't be more thankful for him too. He was visiting as well, and he gave me so much good insight, good tips, good help that like I feel so sharp and so ready to like. You're gonna have to, before you had to throw the kitchen sink at me, but like you're really gonna have to kill me. Like I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it, and I know where I was messing up at. So it's going to be fun to see all these changes and all these fixes. I know anything can happen in a fight, but I'm 100% prepared to give it all and to be confident as ever. It's just a great feeling.
And after this fight, do you have any plans for next future, maybe next fight in peak, maybe some other other competition?
I probably will do a couple jiu-jitsu tournaments just to stay sharp on the jiu-jitsu, and then kind of coach some of my guys. My little brother fights on an amateur card soon, like June 17th, with like 3 or 4 of our other guys. So I want to get that out of the way before I sign anything else up. There's a Peak already tried to release a poster with us fighting on it in Lubbock, and I haven't accepted anything. I don't double book. Like I want to get this one done, make sure I do everything right, and then I'll look at the future from there. But right now, all my eyes are on May 10th and getting my hand raised.
And in this training camp, when you have a tough day in the gym, super tough, it was like maybe a tough sparring session. What do you like to do after this kind of tough day? Do you like to watch something, read something? How do you like to relax your mind?
I would luckily there's a like a I rented a room at an Airbnb, and it was 1.6 miles away. So then I would just walk back and forth to the gym because I didn't rent a car. I just had enough money to rent the room, pay for my gym tuition, and then pay for a couple lessons. And then I would just walk back, go and get some food. Most of the time I ate poke. It was really good. And then I would just go back and sleep, and then go prepare for the evening training because I would go back in the evening. I would go work out from 9 a.m. all the way to the end of pro practice, which would be at 1:30. And then I would go eat, walk back, eat, and then sleep, and then come back. and then go train until about 9. I had to get back there about 6:30 and train until about 9, and then just go home, eat, sleep, and then just got to live the fight life. I did go get a couple ice baths and just a couple things just to keep the body good. But other than that, it was just staying focused. I did watch fight film on him on the Saturdays and Sundays. They don't train on Sundays, so I'd watch fight film on Sunday, and then Saturday I would just kind of rest the same way because I'd get more time to rest. I wanted to make sure that I was fully prepared to go into the next training session just as best as I could.
And I think that these moments after the training that you can walk and you are alone with your thoughts, also can be beneficial because you can think about what happened in the training. You sometimes have this like good ideas that came to your head. So I think that it can be a like beneficial thing.
Yeah, like it was super beneficial to be walking and then to go alone. Like I didn't get to take my wife, I didn't get to take my dog, I didn't take my little brother, so like it was all on me, and then I just had my thoughts. Of course, like on my walk back, I'd call my little brother and I explained to him the drills that we did, the stuff that we would do in there, how good I did in the training session, and then kind of replay it that way, and then kind of talk it out to him. And then after I'd get off the phone, then I'd be able to replay it in my head because I just reiterated it to him. So it just tripled down, and then I just felt like I kept leveling up. Even like out of the gym, I was like, when I got to replay all that, it just felt like more and more levels, kept gaining more knowledge, and then figuring out what I was doing wrong, what I needed to do better. And it was a blessing. Like it was very lonely, like after training, but I think that that's what you need to do. That way you can really be trapped in that mindset and be ready for the next session to the fullest. That way you know what's going to happen, how, like, what you're going to do different, what you could have done better, what you need to do better.
Yes, so in just few days we can see you in the cage again, and then it probably will be like another finish. I would guess.
That's the goal. It's always a finish, whether it's going to be on the feet or if I'm going to make it to the ground, and then see how good his submission defense is. That's definitely what I want to test. I want to see how good his submission defense is, and then see if I can't just pop off another amazing finish.
Okay, Eric. So many thanks for the time and for the conversation. I hope that in just few days you will start your winning streak, and we can see you in the cage soon after this fight. Looking for like another big challenges.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for the interview. I always appreciate it. It always feels good when you're on a slope down, or what feels like a slope down, and people still believe. And that's what I love the most, is that I have a lot of good core people and people around that still believe and still know that I can do better and that I am better. But now I actually feel that in myself. So I can't wait to go out there and prove everybody right, and myself. That's the biggest thing this camp was, getting to be selfish and to prove it to myself.
Yes, it's definitely will be a great fight. Thank you.
Thank you.